All right, welcome. Today we're diving into a really fascinating idea called the sovereign network. Now imagine this. What if you could actually own your personal data, get paid for it, and build a business while you travel the globe? Sounds pretty wild, right? Well, let's break down exactly how they claim it all works. So let's kick things off with the question that's at the heart of this whole thing. Who really owns your data? I mean, think about it. Every single click, every search, every post you make, it all creates this digital footprint. And that data, it's incredibly valuable. But here's the kicker. Do you, the person who created it, actually see any benefit? The core premise of the Sovereign Network is that right now, the answer is a big no. Okay, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at the whole data ownership problem. Then, we'll dive into the tech they're proposing. After that, we'll see how you can supposedly turn travel into a business, check out the compensation plan, and finally, wrap up with their big vision for a fairer digital future. All right, first up, the problem of centralized control. You've probably heard the phrase, data is the new oil, right? Well, the source material really leans into that idea. It's this super valuable resource that gets mined, processed, and sold. But the profits, they almost never make their way back to the person who actually produced it. And that person is you. And this really lays out the two worlds we're talking about. On one side, you've got the old way, right? Centralized control. Big corporations have all the power. They profit from your data. And you, well, you get very little. But then on the other side, you have this new way, personal empowerment. The whole idea is to flip the script. You get to own and control your data in a kind of secure digital locker, which means you can actually start monetizing your own assets. Okay, so that sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do that? How does this shift in power actually happen? Well, that brings us to the technology solution. It's all about a decentralized approach, which is just a fancy way of saying they want to take power away from any single central company or server. And the tech behind it really stands on three main pillars. First, you've got these personal data lockers. That's where you keep your stuff, giving you direct control. Second is something called IoT integration and edge computing. Now, all that really means is they're using the power of everyday devices, your phone, your smart whatever, instead of relying on giant central servers. And the third piece of the puzzle is a decentralized blockchain. This is the tech that creates a super transparent, unhackable record of every transaction. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds ambitious. So to build some credibility, the source material points to a couple of things. First, it mentions some pretty big names as backers. We're talking Toyota, Sony, Panasonic. And second, it highlights that it's compliant with some serious global standards for information security, like ISO 27001 and SOC 2. So they're trying to show this isn't just some fly-by-night idea. Okay, so we've got the tech foundation. Now let's get to the really interesting part. How does this all turn into a business you can actually run? This is where a pretty unique angle comes in. The idea of turning your travels into a career, working as an independent rep for the network. A huge part of this business model is what they call tax-advantaged travel. The source points out that for folks in the US, for example, a lot of your business travel expenses, like flights and hotels, could be 100% deductible, and business meals, 50%. Now, of course, the source is very clear on this. You've got to keep incredibly detailed and professional records for all of this to be above board with the tax authorities. That part is crucial. All right, so if you're out there traveling for the business, how do you actually make money? Let's get into the compensation plan. It's designed to reward you for two things: what you do yourself and for building a team. So, they call it a two-tier hybrid plan. It's actually pretty straightforward. Tier 1 is the direct tier. You make a sale to a client, you earn a commission. Simple as that. Then there's the partner tier. This is where team building comes in. You can earn smaller commissions called overrides from the sales made by the people you've brought onto your team. And remember that blockchain tech we talked about earlier? This is where it circles back. The big claim here is that since every single commission is logged on the blockchain, the whole payment system is completely transparent and auditable. The goal is to create a system built on trust, where you can see for yourself that everything is being recorded fairly and permanently. Okay, let's pull back from the nuts and bolts for a second and look at the big picture. What's the grand vision here? This is the why behind the entire project. And it's presented as something way bigger than just a business. They're really framing it as a kind of movement. And this vision really boils down to three main goals. Goal number 1, make privacy profitable. Basically, turn your data from something that's taken from you into an asset that you actually control and earn from. Goal 2, make freedom scalable. Give people a business they can genuinely run from anywhere in the world. And the third, and maybe the most ambitious goal, is to build what they call an ethical internet, a digital world where technology is designed to serve people first, not giant corporations. And this quote right here, it just perfectly captures the whole spirit of what they're trying to build. Your passport is now your business license. It's such a powerful way to frame it, right? It suggests that traveling the world isn't just a lifestyle choice anymore. It's the very foundation of your career in this new economy. So we've walked through this whole model. It's a mix of data ownership, blockchain technology, and a globe-trotting business plan. And it really leaves us with one massive question to chew on. Is this the future of work and data? Or is it a fascinating but ultimately niche idea? That's the thought I want to leave you with today.